Hello everyone, my name is Master Purple, and I'm finally back with the Empire campaign this time. I know, I took a while, I am sorry. I'm trying to get used to the editing software that I actually works. Anyway, Empire campaign, pretty easy. A lot more freedom, we get the Shogun Executioner, and there's several literally game-breaking bugs that the developers have still not fixed. Because I don't know if they want to or not, but it's fine. We're gonna use them, to break the game. You know? Anyway, there's several facts I want you to know before you watch the video. Number one, the teammate is no longer Rune Guy. I changed him to Inquisitive. He wanted to play, so I gave him a chance. It actually turned out really well. Second fact, which is a little bit more stupid, I had to re-record this. This is the second run, like the second playthrough of the Deathless Empire campaign. This was done in January, right? The original one was done in August. I would have released this then, but I didn't. Why? Well, I got a new motherboard, right? The video length was way too big to fit in my USB stick, unfortunately, so I could not just put all the footage inside. So, anyway, I will stop prolonging the intro. Let's get into the video and the explanations and a little bit of a commentary.
Today is the day that destiny has promised us, for as they battled among themselves, we have resurrected our realm, creating a new Empire of the Rising Sun. You will be part of a new shogunate, uniting powerful leaders from all four corners of our empire. Together, we will first attack Soviet Russia and crush not only their armies, but their leaders, their spirit, and their hope. Tatsu was instrumental in creating our new army.
Thank you, Father. Commander, our nanotechnology is second to none.
Yes, but we must remember, technology alone will not vanquish our enemies. It will be our courage, our honor, and our self-sacrifice.
The Toyama family has served the Emperor for 10 generations.
Yes, my father follows the ways of our ancestors, and there is much wisdom in what he says. But it is a new age, Commander. A new world. Do what you must to be victorious.
The Empire's reawakening begins today on this battlefield, Commander. May destiny be in your favor. The Soviets have their naval docks well protected by Tesla coils. You must eliminate their power sources quickly before they have a chance to defend.
The first mission in the campaign is quite simple. We start off with 2 sun transports to destroy 2 reactors. One sun transport is filled with Imperial warriors, the other is filled with tank busters. Just be careful around Tesla coils, they can one-shot anything you have. Destroy the reactors as you normally do, just be careful again against the Tesla coils. Then after you do so, you get a second pair of sun transports to go into the village. Go to the village as you normally do, destroy the 4 statues, the 2 barracks. Just be careful. There's Tesla troopers, there's a hammer tank, and a lot of infantry, so use garrisons as much as you can and get that hospital as soon as you can. Just do it. After you have destroyed the statues and the barracks, get the shinobis to the right bridge. Bring your other infantry as well, of course. Kill the Tesla trooper guarding the bridge, pass the bridge, go kill the reactor. Use the final squadron on the second reactor so that you can, destroy it without going there with your infantry against Tesla tanks, Tesla troopers, and the Tesla coil. The last part is quite simple. Just do not use kamikaze on your Yari mini subs, because that's the point of the challenge. Kill the ships as you normally do, and that should be the mission. Quite simple, quite fun. In the second mission, we're supposed to use our mechanized army to destroy a statue. Well, alright, we will do as the Emperor pleases. We'll use our MCVs to body block for the Mecha Tangos because the Mecha Tangos are really fragile units and those flak troopers do a lot of damage. After we deploy our MCVs, here's the next step. There's 3 entrances. Those 3 entrances are guarded by 3 sentry guns each. However, there's another entrance on the side. It's a railroad track from an old railroad station, right? We're gonna use that entrance. We're gonna infiltrate the base from the inside out. So the commander wants to build a lot of sun transports. Fill them up with tank busters and some shinobis, so for infiltration, of course. And the co-commander just has to build tangos for twin blades and to help out the commander destroy the base from inside out. Use that entrance I mentioned before and garrison some structures and use your shinobis to infiltrate the super reactor. Why the super reactor? Because it gives the best effect, right? 75 seconds without power is absolutely insane. So you can destroy those sentry guns and then destroy the base and then the statue. And then we get to the last part of the mission where we're supposed to protect some sun transports delivering mysterious cargo through the river in the middle of the map from an assault. We will prepare for this assault with tank busters, even more tank busters, I know, but again, there's barely any infantry except in bullfrogs, which you will destroy with tank busters. But there is a lot of twin blades around, but remember, your co-commander built a lot of tangos, so those twin blades carrying infantry won't be a problem. Then after you fend off the assault, the mission is practically done. Now we get to the easiest mission in the campaign. However, the first part is kinda annoying, because you have to use VXs to defend the sun transports from the last mission. They have mysterious cargo and they're gonna develop a super weapon for you to use. However, in the path are Akula subs, Stingrays, and Twin Blades. Yeah, that's right, the same Akulas that are submerged, do a gajillion damage, and the fact that your sun transports are squishy as marshmallows, so you gotta be careful. Ask your co-commander to help out with some of his VXs, and you should be able to do that part pretty easily. And once the weapon, the Shogun Executioner, is released, then the mission becomes really, really easy.
Commander, this is our newest weapon, the Shogun Executioner, and you will use it to crush the General's remaining forces.
not, under any circumstances, go and help out the Shogun Executioner. You don't have to. He can deal with everything, even air, because if he can just walk into them. If there's a twin blade attacking him, he just walks into it. And that's pretty much the mission. It's not really that difficult.
Citizens of the world, the Empire of the Rising Sun has risen. The day of our destiny has arrived. Do not struggle against what is inevitable. The Soviets resisted and suffered for their arrogance. Do not make the same mistake. Survival is not a matter of chance. It is a matter of choice. Life or extinction. It is up to you. You disapprove.
Father, we should not have given the Allies the option of surrender. We should have attacked without warning and annihilated them.
They will not resist, my son. Not after seeing our crushing of the Soviets.
But Father, we have intelligence from my spy. Deep within Allied command, they are planning an attack on our base at Pearl Harbor.
Pearl Harbor? Impossible.
Is it?
It holds so many of our sacred shrines. It houses half our fleet. It would be foolhardy for them
You do not understand how they think, Father. The Allies believe we are inferior to them. They always have. That is why we must show them no mercy.
Then do what needs to be done. Bolster our defenses. Prepare for the attack on Pearl Harbor.
The Allies are rapidly closing in on our position with a massive naval force. Crown Prince Tatsu has more for you.
Defend the harbors, Commander. We cannot let the Allies take control here. Hold out until I send in our battleships.
Oh boy, this mission. You want my answer to this riddle that is this mission? Well, let's go over step by step. Emperor Yoshiro, in his all-abiding wisdom, decides to announce his world domination plans to the world. Shockingly, the world does not bow down, and, they send out their fleet to destroy our fleet in hopes to, dissuade us from actually dominating the world. What fleet are they scared of so badly? 4 Yari mini subs and 2 tsunami tanks. Yeah, that's our fleet, yeah. Half of our fleet, he says. That don't look like half of our fleet, sorry. Anyway, so we don't start with any cash. We start off with some units, but it's not gonna be enough. We're gonna get reinforcements soon. Quotation marks, because 12 minutes of waiting and suffering. But basically, what you have to do is pray. This mission took us several hours to beat, but I will shorten the deal here. So, you want to use your VX defenders in such a particular way. I marked them on the map that you will see on your screen currently right now, and I marked them with colors so you know which commander is supposed to protect what. This is the most optimal way, I believe, to defend Pearl Harbor from any threat that is, paradrops, any unit that comes by, and those bombers. Speaking of which, at some time, they're gonna start going for your harvesters in the back. Make sure that those VXs that are already placed are on anti-air mode, so that it deters the Vindicators and the Centurion bombers. But it won't, because it's artificial intelligence, so it's always going to go for your harvesters. So make sure that you have tabs on your harvesters so that you can actually know their HP and heal them, so that it doesn't happen that your harvester dies and ends your run there, and you have to do that whole part again without saving. So yeah, make sure your harvesters are healed up. Make sure that you place the VXs in the correct locations, but be bare of, doubt and a little bit of grain of salt, because that's how the saying goes. This again, this is my optimal. You don't have to have it like that, but it's just the way we did it. You can have your own different way, but this was our most optimal run we did. You want to build VXs, you want to build Yari mini subs. Again, remember, using kamikaze is disallowed. But yeah, after our larger fleet arrives, aka with the Shogun battleships, that's primarily the thing you want to use to attack the base of the enemy. It's Shogun battleships. Nothing else matters. You want to go for the naval yards because of the freaking aircraft carriers and their loud ass voice lines. Those monstrosities have EMP missiles. Oh, and did I forget to mention they have cryocopters? Yeah, those stinking helicopters that can shrink and freeze your units. And did I forget to mention they have EMP missiles? Yeah, so shrink EMP missiles and aircraft carriers that do a gajillion damage to stationary units and stationary things. Yeah, it's quite a problematic duo. EMP and freeze equals death. So yeah, be careful. You want Tengus, you want VXs, you want your Shogun battleships to destroy those naval yards as soon as possible so that those pesky aircraft carriers don't kill them or any other unit. But yeah, this mission is quite hard and quite stupid, but it's fine. We did it. I wasn't mad at all, but it was kinda dumb of a mission, and it is the hardest one that we had to do. But yeah, I believe, retrospectively thinking about it, it was okay. It could have been quite worse, but it ended up being what it is.
This is a dangerous situation. If the Allies were to break through, they could get within range of Japan's mainland. You must stop them. The Emperor has granted this gift, the Rocket Angels. These graceful servants glide through the skies, unleashing their arsenal upon all enemies below.
As it turns out, that little base that we just fought in Pearl Harbor, it was a distraction. So now they're sending MCVs to the mainland so that they can destroy us. We must not let that happen. We must freeze these MCVs and stun them and then kill them. We must not make sure even one of them gets away to the mainland. So, we get the almighty Rocket Angels, which are really weak units, but their stun ability is quite useful here. So, first off, as the commander, you first want to vet up your Shogun battleships so they can do the most damage possible. And then your Naginata cruisers. The co-commander fleet, on the other hand, is quite useless. So if any MCV is close to the border, then either fast fleet can actually respond on time. But for the primary part, you just let the commander deal with it. There's enough firepower for that, so you don't have to worry. The second part is quite interesting. So, there's this neutral AI that's on the base protecting it. It's like cyan or something. I don't know the exact color, but basically, it's gonna be like that until you reach the black tortoise trigger area, and then it gets transferred to the co command. We don't want that. Make sure that the infantry, and every unit that is under attack is dead. So that once you go to the trigger area, no unit loss is triggered. That's right, it's kinda dumb. But again, we're gonna use dumb logic against dumb logic. So, after you liberate the base, you should be able to go on the rampage. Save every time you destroy each of the 3 bases. The easiest one is the first one, which the commander can deal with. There is a fleet to the left of the base which you want to deal with. We get Sea Wings in this mission, so cryocopters are less of a threat now, and those Rocket Angels from before can counter them with ease. However, we want to be careful because there's missile turrets, Apollos, and Hydrofoils. But Hydrofoils are in the second base, and missile turrets are over here in the first base. So you do not want to use your Rocket Angels all the time because those missiles do a lot of damage to infantry and air units. After you destroy the first base, then the second base, which is even more treacherous. It has aircraft carriers and hydrofoils. Another stupid combo. Did you remember those EMP missiles from before? Well, they're back, and now there's a unit which can block your attacks, or at least stop you from attacking at all until the beam is broken. The weapon jammer jams your weapons. Shocking, I know, but it's quite annoying. And their anti-air is some of the best. They're really fast and quite deadly. But they're a glass cannon, so they should be dealt with ease against Naginata crews and Shogun battleships. After you destroy the second base, but hold on, I did forget to mention, the co-commander during this, he's going to be protecting. You need to protect the Black Tortoise from Vindicators and those dirty aircraft carriers. But be careful. You don't need to destroy them per se. You just have to make sure that the cannons destroy the aircraft carriers and nothing else. And make sure that those Vindicators don't reach the power cores, because if the power core is destroyed, half of the weapon systems stop working. You don't lose the mission unless both of them are destroyed, but just make sure that the power core isn't destroyed so that you can actually kill them. After you destroy the second base, the third base is kind of simple because they only build dolphins and vindicators. There's nothing more. It's quite an easy base to destroy. And then the mission is complete.
Given enough time, any man may master the physical. With enough knowledge, any man may become wise. It is a true warrior who can master both. We have eliminated all opposition and have seized control of the Pacific Rim. The time to strike is now. Los Angeles is the hub of the Allied propaganda machine. If we capture their centers of production, we take control of their hearts and minds. Then, they will have no choice but to bend to our will.
Our moment of triumph is at hand, Commander. The Emperor has seen it. Los Angeles must be captured, for its media centers influence much of the world.
Finally, we will have our revenge for the Black Tortoise. We will use propaganda against the Americans to sway the also easily manipulated minds of the Americans that are so eager to join the Japanese culture. Anyway, we get some tri-cannons to clear the beach, and make sure that you destroy the houses so that you can collect the cash as soon as possible. But again, it's up to you. But for optimal purposes and to be faster and more, optimal, destroy the houses before you destroy all the units. on the beach. After you do so, you get to deploy. First thing you want to do is remember, you need tank busters. You don't need sun transfer just yet, but we're going to mainly be capturing these MCVs and these bases. Now, the first base close to the commander is quite an easy one. You can also, help out with the co-commander, but again, it's up to you. But both the commander and co-commander can work together against this base. There is 5 power plants in this base. Destroying 3 of them will turn the base's power offline, so you can capture the MCV in that base. Destroy the ore refiner and the ore collector, and don't capture the oil yet. You want to capture the oil in your base, but not the oil in that base, because it's quite vulnerable, and you want money because it's money. Also, do destroy the EA LA building for more cash and veterancy. So yeah. Then the second base, which is the airport one, is only for the commander. But this one is quite tricky. You want to use some transports, and you want to destroy those pesky little cryocopters, but be warned, there's quite a lot of Apollos. You don't want to use Tengus, you want to use VX choppers for that part. Then after you capture the base, you don't have to capture every other building. The main thing is the MCV. You want the MCV. And then build a lot of missile defenders. Well, not missile defenders, missile turrets. Build a lot of missile turrets over here. Why? Well, after you capture the airport control tower, there is going to be a small attack wave consisting of assault destroyers, Athena cannons, mirages, and a spy. You want to clear them out before they, cause any harm. So we're gonna build a lot of missile turrets in this location. Make sure that they're garrisoned with tank busters so they can clear out those pesky mirages and assault destroyers quite quickly. Then after you do so, the mission is quite a breeze. Build a lot of Athena cannons, mirages. Well, not really mirages, but Athena cannons, wave force, artilleries, and you don't get the king only sadly yet, but Athenas and wave forces are going to decimate this entire, sector of LA. But yeah, after you do so and you destroy all the allies in this area, the mission is done, basically.
Your android spy has proven very useful, my son.
Thank you, Father. Is that the Soviet scientist talking to the Allies?
Sir, I have developed a time machine.
Is this some kind of joke?
We've confirmed this, Mr. President. He's speaking the truth. Well, the Soviet Union was on the brink of defeat, and we went back in time and changed everything.
What are you saying?
Well, we violated the space-time continuum and forever changed the future. You see, the empire of the rising sun never would have existed if not for our meddling with time and space. Mr. President, are you all right?
Did he just say the Empire never would have existed?
The Empire never would have existed?
No.
If fate can be changed on a whim, if the future is malleable, then there is no divine destiny. All this means nothing.
Mr. President, what do you propose we do? Oh my God. Bloody hell!
Our spy is
Mr.
no
President!
more.
General, Your Highness, we are intercepting a flood of transmissions between the Allies and the Soviets. They are assembling a joint task force to attack our mainland.
Soviets and Allies together? We should have decimated the Soviet threat. We should have killed every last Allied soldier.
I do not understand. I should have listened to you, my son. My time is done. Tatsu, I grant you full authority over the shogunate. Please, do not let the Empire fall.
Yes, Father.
Well, look at that. The Soviets and the Allies are finally working together to destroy us. But that resolve will be destroyed like an insect. But first, we must liberate our naval base. We must get Yuriko to the naval base area. We will get some Kingonis, some Shinobis, and we'll be introduced to the Yuriko Commando, most powerful unit, or most powerful infantry unit that we can build. But there is one little exploit which we can do in the naval base area. We don't have to liberate every single one. We will, in this case, we will not liberate the Mecha Bay area because we don't need it. Both players need a naval yard, and one of the players can get the barracks so they can capture the oils so that you can start generating cash for the battleships. Once you get sufficient amount of battleships, destroy the naval yards and get Yuriko to destroy the MCBs. Once that is done, the Soviets will be triggered. Get Yuriko to these locations. I marked them on like a map. You will see it on the screen. So, once that is done, and you destroy the Soviet dreadnoughts and other shenanigans that arrives, then you can destroy their bases. And then liberate that Mecha Bay area so that you can trigger the MCB arrival in that, and then you can finally do the mission via destroying the uplink towers. Simple mission, nothing much to say. Finally, it is time. Time to destroy the Soviet menace and to destroy that insidious time machine that they used oh so long ago. Well, first, we gotta wait for the Shogun Executioner to arrive so that we can actually pass over. But when the Shogun Executioner arrives, make sure that you have a lot of Mechatengus, well, not a lot of, but enough, so that you can destroy the Kiros for later. But use the Shogun Executioner that now belongs to your co-commander to destroy everything but the VIP bunkers. Leave those alone. Capture them instead, because we need it for the side objective. But make sure you destroy everything, because once you capture the VIP bunkers, everything that belongs to that area will now be yours. So make sure that everything is cleansed before you capture the VIP bunker. Once that is done, you can then use the Shogun Executioner to go straight to the Kremlin, or in this case, the heart of the Kremlin. And once you destroy it, the Premier will panic and go into his twin blade and take the machine with him. We must not allow him to use it again, so we will get those Tangus that we built and fiercely defended our bases against Krukov's attacks. And then we can destroy the time machine once and for all and seal our destiny within time and space. Yeah.
This city crawls with the lowly. We shall put these sad creatures to the sword.
Our ally is under attack.
Finally, we're at the end, or at least soon enough. This is the final mission of the Empire campaign, and it's quite easy, due to one simple fact which I will get to soon enough. So, we're in Amsterdam. We must destroy the allies and the Future Take Corporation so that they cannot rebuild the time machine and so that we can conquer all the world. But first, we must cleanse our spawn areas of these allied scum. And then, once we do so, we can start building our bases. Here's the funny part. The co-commander is in the water. He can build battleships. And battleships are long-range artillery ships. We can use it to bombard stuff, like let's say a certain building that is way too close to the water. Yeah, there is a channel for some reason left out on the right side, which is only guarded by prisms and some ships, but they do not pose a threat because the AI cannot control them, but they're stationary, so your Shogun battleships will have no problem in dealing with these ships or the prism towers. After you do so and you deal with the prism towers, you can start chipping away at the Future Tech headquarters. Now you might be wondering, Purple, didn't you say that you have to do every single objective? Well, yes. Here's the kicker. We actually complete the objectives by destroying the Future Tech headquarters. Yeah, as it turns out, once you chip away at the HP and Zelensky gets mad, he actually destroys everything. Those, red nukes, yeah, they destroy everything in Amsterdam. Every civilian building, everything, except the Future Tech headquarters for some reason, but it's for storytelling, we don't care. The whole point is, the objectives are finished. Every single one, even the side objectives. So that's great. Though, one funny thing is, if you did notice, once you make Zelensky mad, every unit that you own is transferred to the co-commander, or it's C. They turn green, which is the co-commander color. However, they don't belong to him, even though they share the same color. They're transferred to a neutral AI, which takes control of every single unit, but it doesn't count to the co-commander or us in this case. So once those nukes detonate and destroy our bases, they don't count to our death counter, which is really funny. But yeah, after you destroy the Future Tech headquarters and you finally conquer the world, you are the supreme shogun.
For the glory of the Empire, Commander, you must win.
Make us proud. Serve your emperor. No, 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 no! You are a mistake! My mistake!
Thank you, Commander. You have honored your ancestors.
And defeated our enemies.
Because of your victories, I bestow upon you the honored title of Supreme Shogun.